Hello and a very good evening to you from our Tampines Hub. It is the opening day of the Singapore Cup 2025-26. And the fixture on hand is Geylang International against Albirex Niigata. Well, the format has changed a little bit. There are going to be 5 teams in the group stages. Balasa, Khalsa and Tanjung Pagar United will be battling it out tomorrow at Bishan Stadium. We've got Lion City Sailors and BG Tampines Rovers already getting a bye through to the semi-finals to be played in mid-December. And so it is a straight round-robin format in these early stages. Well, let's get the thoughts then of the head coaches ahead of kickoff.
I know, Ali, a different format to the Singapore Cup this year. Thoughts on it?
We are in a group where we need to finish top 2 to qualify, so that's something we just got to focus on. I think it's not going to be easy. I think this time around it's going to be tough, especially when you have all the teams, like I said early on, starting the season and having good momentum. So, but it's good to see. I think you just got to pick up every point in the league, in the cup. Sorry. Yeah.
Now kicking off this cup campaign against a team that dealt you a 2-0 loss back in September. How differently would you want this to pan out, and what are the steps taken to aid in reaching your target?
I think basically we play Albirex is only the second game of the season, and we know that Albirex have formed a very good side this year, very good high pressing team. They are very excellent in terms of in the opening half, especially when they press. And also they have signed very good foreigners this season in Yokohata and the three foreign centre back. So, and Nakano is basically picking up from last season, scoring goals. So definitely they are also a team to watch in the league this season, and definitely we have our ways of approaching them. Yeah.
You know, speaking of Nakano, in the league, all the games that he has scored, the team hasn't lost, and last game that they played didn't score, lost. So is it your plan to just stop him, that big guy in the centre?
I mean, they lost to a very good team, against LCS, and it's not easy playing against LCS, but you got to give them the credit that they have maintained a very good form before LCS. I think that's something, that's the key for us to see how we can exploit them in terms of how getting the goals and stopping Nakano from scoring, And I will not base on last game. Like I say, this season is on the day itself again, and it's a cup game, and like I say, this year, the cup is starting very early, so I think every team is at a good momentum and anything happens. Yeah.
Shige, a really forgettable Singapore Cup campaign last season, losing all 4 group stage matches with 0 points. For this year, especially after a good start to the season, what will be your aspirations for the team?
Yeah, it's true that it was really painful for everyone in the team. So we haven't forgotten that feeling. And this season, so we wanna show a completely different face, and I want my boys to approach it with strong and positive mindset and play aggressively. Anyway, we will do our best to get off to a good start.
First time we are having the cup so early, only after 4 league games for you. How does that make your preparation different for this campaign as a whole?
I think playing the cup this early in the league actually can be a good challenge for us. So we want to carry the momentum from the league into the cup, and we prepare to perform at our best, regardless of the schedule.
Well, we've got Gavin Lee watching on. Mustafik will, I'm sure, watch at some point as well at our Tampines Hub. They know the stomping ground very well indeed. With me here, watching very intently himself, is Shashi Kumar. What are your thoughts ahead of kickoff?
Yes, the first game of the Singapore Cup, new format as you mentioned just now, and looking forward to this one. Both sides, especially Geylang, on a very good run in the league. Of course, they lost to their opponents today by 2-0 in their second game only, but I think they've really recovered well and have been doing really well in the league, you know, scoring goals. And as for Albirex, good start, but then in that last game, obviously, they lost to a very, very strong Lion City Sailors side, and I got to say, pretty disappointed with the performance, not the result, but the performance of Albirex. I do think they really came out to play. They set a little bit too deep for my liking, and I'm sure they won't do that same mistake in this game against Geylang.
Yeah, I think there was some mention there of their performances last year, and interestingly enough, both teams finished bottom of their respective groups. No wins at all, no points at all for Albirex Niigata, just the 1 point for Geylang International. Jansen Fu in charge of this one. Wang Xinjie and Tan Ming Kai will assist him. Osman Rosero is our fourth official. VAR today being presided over by Zulfikar Mustafa, and Lim Kok Heng is assisting him. So yeah, both teams certainly want to right the record in this edition. We start with Geylang International. They've come off a 3-1 win here against Young Lions from last weekend. And only one change. Shaki Hamza comes into the side. He was suspended in the league after picking up a red card. Vincent Bescourt, interestingly enough, the Frenchman, is on the bench for now. Vital player that he is, but that is the one change from that side that beat Young Lions. Noor Ali knows that they can be a dangerous side, Albirex Niigata, and he wants to also put right what happened in the second match of the season. Their only defeat so far in this campaign. They are second in the league at the moment. And he wants to continue that kind of momentum. They were a little bit disappointing in the first half against Young Lions. Much better second half performance. They'll want to recreate that here. So Albirex Niigata lost 3-0 to Lion City Sailors a few days ago, and they made a couple of changes here. Katsuyuki Ishibashi and the youngster Sim Junyeon, excuse me, are coming in. Komei Iida, the defender, is on the bench, and Nicky Melvin Singh, who had his first start in 1.5 years almost. Well, he was bright at times, but he is on the bench today. He did come off with what looked to be a bit of a knock, and you have to be careful with him, I guess, Shashi, after such a long layoff for that ACL that he suffered.
Yeah, I think so too as well, and a good time for him to rest. And a couple of players coming back into the first 11 as well. Number 20, Junyeon. I thought he has been impressive for Albirex, and that's Shigetomi as well. And Ishibashi comes in, he plays out wide on that right-hand side, we reckon. And the player to watch, obviously, is number 99, Shingo Nakano. I think he has been excellent. And Yoko Hata, I mentioned this before the Lion City Sailors games. I thought he was one of the better players for Albirex, but didn't really turn up in that game. And looking for a better game today, and a big game for him.
There's another key player, Riku Fukushiro. A real live wire he can be. Roya Taniguchi as well. One of the most naturally gifted footballers we've got in the SPL. So kickoff then, about to get underway here at our Tampines Hub. And the Singapore Cup 2024-25, excuse me, is now well and truly on. There's Shadan Sulaiman now with Geylang International. Nazrul Nazari's also come into the side this year. Ignatovic, who can contribute at both ends of the pitch. Ball just slipped through there by Fukushiro. There's Yokohata, as you mentioned there, could be a live wire, number 10 for Albirex Niigata. Nice run already being made down that left-hand side by Sim Jun-Yun.
Yeah, good move there, but I thought the out ball was Haziq Kamarudin on the right-hand side. And in the end, crowded out there. Good defending from Geylang.
It's their time to exert a little bit of pressure. Nozomi Ozawa. But Haziq Kamarudin in front of him, playing as a wing back. Josh Pereira in defence at the moment, some perhaps that Gavin Lee might be looking at.
Yeah, of course. In very good opportunity actually for the local players. Joshua Pereira is definitely one of them. Very versatile as well. He can play in the middle of the park, anywhere in defence.
Ignatovic. Got a pretty decent distribution. Taniguchi lets her run out of play. Here's Shake Hamza back in the side. Just gives him another option as well, doesn't it? Because Shashi, I think we've talked about Geylang a lot. They have a very good 13, 15 players or so, and when the likes of Shake Hamza come back in, then they bring back that depth, don't they?
Yeah, exactly, and very experienced, obviously, but can be really volatile as well in terms of. Well, that was a shout for free kick, wasn't given.
Well, they somehow still have the ball here, Geylang International, despite being on the ground. All those defenders couldn't get the ball.
Yeah, quite a scramble there, and Albirex should have done better in terms of getting the ball out. Haziq there, trying to roll it out.
We did really well there, Taniguchi. There's Shada, another one of those very naturally gifted footballers. Arguably Singapore's best. They like to dictate the pace, Geylang International. Bit of pressing going on here. Shingo Nakano.
Yeah,
just always
Pereira.
one of those. Yeah.
Got to be careful with Nakano around.
Fukushiro is quick, and he gets there. Sims in front of him.
Good play from Fukushiro on this right-hand side against the youngster Junwon. Yeah, and he just threaded the ball in for Shadan, who just ran out of space. Good start for Geylang in terms of keeping play and possession.
There's Choi Eui-sun. Now Sim. Well, with the change in format this year, I suppose there is a little bit more leeway in that you have to play 4 matches in the group stages. This will be the focus of the domestic clubs, domestic competition for the next month and a half or so. Final will be played on January the 10th at the newly returfed Jalan Besar Stadium. Here's Rudy Kaula. Oh, that is very casual. Well, we were singing his praises not too long ago. Shadan Sulaiman gives the ball away cheaply.
Yeah, I got lucky there. I don't think he was aware who was just lurking in there. Who's Yokohata? That ball in. Good positioning. Joshua Pereira, the skipper.
Well, they got away with that one there, Geylang. I did remember against Young Lions the other day, they conceded early and it took a while for them just to get going. Fukushiro's got the pace here, but Sim, that's not a great ball. Determination, can he finish it off? Unselfish. Oh, and Taniguchi's shot is cleared off the line. Both big let-offs at the back. Some nervy work going on.
Well, Taniguchi has to finish here. The youngster with a poor back pass, left Hassan a little bit short. Great work from Fukushiro, very unselfish as well to play back to Taniguchi, but he has to finish from there. Open goal, and probably made it easy for the number 3, Ozawa, to be fair.
Do you feel he should have taken a shot himself? Fukushiro, I think he did the right thing by rolling
I think he did the right thing, and
so a poor finish for you.
Absolutely, he has to finish. Taniguchi.
But Shashi, that's 2 poor passes at the back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very short one from Junwen.
Well, big let-offs, particularly I think Geylang will feel they should be in front. Yokohata. Good ball forward. Here's Jared Gallagher. He had the skipper's armband before, now it's Shingo Nakano. Which is an interesting development. Is that a foul?
Yeah, it was given against the Albirex player on Shaki Hamza, who got his body in the way. Very smart play. Ishibashi judged to have fouled Shaki Hamza.
Chonsu. Josh Pereira with the interception, does well. Coolly done. Clearance by Ignacevic, not a great one. Falls to Hazik Kamarudin. And a little bit of a hopeful ball there from Naoki Yoshioka.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's been a very sloppy start from both sides. Both sides giving the ball away too cheaply. And in areas where it's so dangerous and it can be punished.
Here's Riku Fukushiro. It looks to have come off Sim. Shiga told me not too pleased with that. Kiteoka was a little sloppy in the last game. Now Hazic. Shioka. Back to Hazic. Hazic makes the run. Fukushiro is not going to keep that in.
Well, just errors so far. Not a great ball initially from Ozawa, just got caught in the middle, and then the poor ball out to Fukushiro. He hasn't really got started this game.
No.
The quality has been really poor.
And the pace of it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Nakano could be the bit of quality that we need, and that sums it up. That comes off Sim.
Very strong play from Hoshino against Hyun-soo. Again, that's a heavily strapped knee there.
Yeah, scored a very nice header, his first of the season in the last game. Shuhei Hoshino. Played quite well. Ignatovic steps up. That's a foul on Shingo Nakano. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Right in front of the referee, he's going to have a few words with him. That seemed a bit silly. Maybe he'll just have a chat with the referee.
Yeah, don't exactly know what the referee was in there for as well, trying to retrieve the ball. I'll let the players do it. don't get in the middle of it.
He was just trying to delay things. Looks like he was just trying to slow it down, perhaps. Ignatovic. Interception there from Cho. Now Josh Pereira launches that forward. Well, they're kind of both playing at the moment like the two teams that finished bottom of their respective cup groups last year, Shashi, at the moment.
Yeah, and hasn't been great viewing so far for the fans.
I'm sure I've asked you this before. Where do you prefer Josh Pereira? Do you like him as centre back, centre mid, as a full back?
It's a very good question, actually. I liked him when he first started out in central midfield. But then I feel that he's gotten better in a centre-back role. You know, I think he's been consistently playing that position. So it's a good problem, actually, to have, especially when you have players down with injury or anything like that. And he can't play out wide as a full-back as well. So.
But coaches, you've been there. Coaches love these kind of players, right?
Of course. And like I said, especially when players are injured and other players are injured, and when you need someone to fill in and do a good job, if not equally or better than the injured player, then it's a great player to have.
He's a pretty safe pair of hands, isn't he, Josh Pereira?
Yeah, exactly. And he does his job well. Probably prone to those errors sometimes, which players will get into.
Nice work from Yokohata. Sim, look at where he is, positioned at the moment, and then he takes out Shodan Yokoyama, who got up quickly to react, but checked himself there.
Yeah, and well, he did get a little bit of the ball there, but you know, from that angle, and
that's what he's saying.
That's what he was saying as well. He has a point, but he is carded, by the way.
I think that's the first booking of this match. He's not had a great start to this game, I'm afraid, the youngster. Yes, Shuhei Yoshino weaving in and out, takes a shot. The angle was never in his favour.
Yeah, Junyan a little bit frustrated there. Again, losing the ball. That's not going right for him in terms of the bounce of the ball. Yoshino does so well here, using his strength. Shot finally off target.
Yeah, it's that very strong Japanese flavour, the forward line for Geylang International. Maybe that's just a bit of quality they need, though. We had the best chance of the game. Fell to Roya Taniguchi, really ought to have scored. Foul on Shuhei Yoshino.
Tell you what, I thought there was a good climb there, but apparently I think his knee got caught Yoshino. Yeah, to be fair, the knee caught Hoshino first. A good spot from the referee.
Josh Pereira, he looks a bit frustrated. Ooh, that's a heavy touch from Shuhei Yoshino. Now Fukushiro. It's not a great ball in from him. Nakano's quick, but he's not that quick.
Albirex wanting a foul in the middle of the park. Ishibashi there, having made that forward ball, although the ball was a little bit too long, went down from a challenge. I don't exactly know what's happening here.
Well, he's given a to Ignatovic.
And again, don't exactly know
Why?
If that was a foul, then it should have been given. And then he's shown the yellow card. But is this a foul or not? The foul was by Joshua Pereira. No, from Ignatovic. And again, it wasn't given. And then the yellow
he's not
card.
given the card after.
So,
Was it something said?
because obviously there was no advantage. The ball
Right.
went to the goalkeeper. It's a strange one, really.
So you would have given the foul then, right?
Exactly.
Well, I guess it's kind of in keeping with this game so far, Shasi.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bit of an odd one so far. Sims header in, it's taken care of by Ignatovic. Here's Yokohata. Oh, it's a lovely reverse ball in. Fantastic challenge there from Josh Pereira. And he applauds the ball into his path there, Ishibashi.
Oh, that was a beautiful ball, a reverse ball that was played for Ishibashi. But having said that, this was the ball from Nakano, but he should have taken the shot slightly earlier. You see the hesitation there, but take nothing away from the challenge from Josh Pereira.
So one good chance apiece. And perhaps both sides might feel they ought to have done a little better. Pereira's there. It's a red card! Shake Hamza has been sent off again. He said he saw an elbow. Punched. I think he said punched.
And he says he saw it as well.
With his own eyes.
This is going to be interesting, and I think it's Shake, wasn't it? And wow, can't be happening again.
Oh, well, you said it earlier.
Ah, that's nonsense, really. It's not.
Is that a red card, Jesse?
Nah, it's not a red card.
It's not a punch, is it? There's some contact there, but he's looking away, right?
It's the right hand that went up again. You got to take a look at this again. First viewing from that first replay, I thought it was the left hand that went up, but then there was a right hand involved as well. But again, you just got to take a look at that, and the referee was really sure about it. Wow. Because he said he saw it. And the check is complete, by the way.
I mean, not only that, Shasi, but we also have to talk about the fact that that is going to lead to a penalty.
Of course.
That is... Do you feel that's very harsh?
Well, I would like to see that again. Of course, anyway, the VAR check is over.
He ran over. He was extremely sure of his decision there. Jansen Fu. Here we go. Have another look here. There's definitely contact. There's no doubt, right? Would you call that the rough and tumble of what you get in these kind of scenarios?
Well, if this is given, then so many red cards and so many penalties will be given. And again, if you look at that again, letter of the law, there was contact on the face, he goes down, it's a foul, it's a red card, but it has to happen then every single game.
Well, because
this happens every game.
Yeah. That's the temper. You actually talked about it. Remember, he got a red card against Albirex.
Yep.
As well, early in the season.
Well, that was blatant.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just jumped on.
We're not disputing that one. That one was... They still can't quite believe it. And by the way, Yoshioka's finally picked himself up off the ground. But you can also argue, Shasi, whenever you're putting any kind of contact on the face, you are also giving the referee a decision to make, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. But I'm just asking for consistency. That's it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and if this happens, and this happens every game, every game.
So then apply the law, is what you're
Of
saying.
course.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Well, that is by far the biggest moment of the match up till now, and it's also going to lead now to Shingo Nakano stepping up here, and Geylang have just had Shake Hamza return to action. And what happens? He gets sent off again. Shingo Nakano, all he's worried about is his spot kick. Well, that comes off the post, but he makes Geylang pay double here. A man and a goal down now.
Well, uphill task here for Geylang. Beautiful penalty from the skipper Nakano. Nicely done. Brilliant. Right in the corner, hits the post. Rudy Karula guessing the wrong way.
Interesting run up to that. Well, now they are in a very, very good position here. Our reporter Tessa saying earlier that Shingo Nakano scores. That is a very good omen for the team this season. Now with 10 man. Geylang International, they'll probably have Yokoyama going to left back, as he played in the last game, showing her. It's a long time to play, isn't it, with 10 men?
Yeah, but you know, you've seen things happen in terms of teams playing with 10 men and winning games as well. It's all about momentum. Can be done.
There's Gallagher.
And you see Yokoyama just playing in that left back role which he played against the Young Lions.
Suppose you'd have, where would you sacrifice it then?
But I don't think there's going to be any changes in terms of personnel. So they just got to move their players around. And at the moment, Hoshino is playing on the right-hand side of midfield with Fukushiro up top on his own. So it's like a 4-4-1.
Interesting.
And now they make that change with Fukushiro back to his position and Hoshino playing up top.
Well, that makes the Taniguchi attempt earlier even more costly. Gallagher. Yokohata. Now Yoshioka. Here's Cho Eun-soo. Too close to Rudy Kairula.
Yep, caught here. That ball wasn't that great.
Could be a very, very busy man for the rest of this evening. Got to be careful. Oh, Shingo Nakano's shot is blocked by Josh Pereira.
Yeah, what Geylang can't do is make mistakes like that. It was Nazrul giving the ball away, and Nakano pulling the trigger, blocked.
Here's Taniguchi. Josh Pereira gets it, does well there, doesn't he? Gets it out to Kaisei Ogawa. A man who's already on a yellow card as well.
He's got to be really careful. That's a foul. He's got to be really careful, Gnatovic. It's already been carded, and then Shaki off the pitch as well.
Yeah,
Cannot afford to get another player sent off here.
I'm sure will be something that Noor Ali will be getting across to his team now and at half-time.
Looks like Yoshioka will take this. In the end, it was Ishibashi. Too close again to the goalkeeper.
Even Fukushiro struggling with control. Here's Jared Gallagher. Oh, Choi and Su. Sim finds Shingo Nakano on the turn. Well, you'd expect him to do a little better than that. And the beating of Josh Pereira there, it appeared.
Good work this time from Jun Yen on this left-hand side. Played the ball in for Nakano, who was strong. And there was the ball. Good play. Joshua Pereira, to be fair, stood with him all the way, and if that was on target, I think that would have been 2-0. Tried to curl it into the far post.
Wonder if he's even got shin pads on. Five attempts to 2, and that will rise, you feel, for Albirex Niigata. Here's Nazrul. Riku Fukushiro. Got to be careful with things like that, Shashi. That could easily turn into a yellow.
Yeah, again, it was Jun Yen on the back of Fukushiro. Does well this time, slowly getting back into the groove. Jun Yen on this left-hand side after not a good start.
Hazik. Rudy has to punch. Colliding with his own player there. Here's Sim Junyan. Good work by Fukushiro.
Yeah, good challenge. Yeah, the track has got to work a little bit harder now. A man down.
Cho. There's Yokohata. Back to Kim Tae-uk. Offside might be the shout there.
Well, it's a very, very close call.
Well, since the red card, we have barely seen them inside the final third, Geylang International. Going to be a hard slog for them. Here's Ishibashi.
That time, good challenge from Yokoyama on Hazik Kamarudin. I think he should be okay. Gets up to his feet slowly.
Natovic. Wasteful ball all the way back to Hassan Sani.
I don't exactly know what was his thought process there in terms of where he wanted to play the ball and to whom.
Take us through the how coach will be approaching this now. If you're Shigatomi, what would you be trying to get across to your players?
Well, it's pretty simple. Firstly, stop being sloppy and then play it a little bit quicker. You know, move the Geylang players around, try to
stretch
the players and stretch the players, stretch the defenders. But the intensity of the game generally has been so slow and really walking pace.
Well, maybe that's what he's trying to say to them right now. And what about Noali's side of things? What would you be expecting him to be saying?
Well, at the moment, I think he's firstly, as soon as a player is sent off, you got to sort that out first in terms of personnel. How do you how do the team regroup in terms of positioning? And so far, I think he's done well. Yokoyama is playing out there on the left-hand side, so in that sense, it's okay. Now he's got to think of how they're going to hurt these Albirex players and try to get back into the game at least, and have a game plan of trying to hurt the Albirex team going forwards. Because defensively, yeah, they're okay so far. Because as long as Albirex play at this pace and tempo,
they'll be happy with that, right?
Exactly.
Sort of possession hasn't really gone much in Albirex' favour.
Natovic has had a really poor 20 minutes or so. He's given the ball away, given a couple of fouls away, yellow carded.
Could have been yellow carded at a second.
Exactly, and he's really got to be careful.
Choi and Su need a bit of a spark here. Albirex. Ishibashi. Sim shot is saved. Was it going to curl in, creep in maybe? Yeah, Rudy Carroll had to make sure.
Yeah, it did look like he was maybe going wide. But worth the effort there from the youngster. Found himself in a very good position. Well, just played in there from Ishibashi. Just turns his man probably on target there. The keeper does well to just palm it out. It's a corner though.
Well, it was quite telling. Hassan Sani has not really had much to do so far. Oh, that just slipped under. Rudy Kaula cleared off the line. A couple of nervy moments for Geylang International.
Yeah, it was a free header on the far post there, and Albirex could have taken a 2-0 lead there. Very good corner. Free header downwards. Goalkeeper made a mess of it. I think it was Joshua Pereira off the line there. Oh, no, it's Taniguchi with the header. Then Yokohata that played it against his own player, Junwen.
That was a bit too easy to go under Rudy Kaula, wasn't it?
Yeah. Corner.
Gets hold of it, second time of asking. I think Norali can't have that half-time whistle come soon enough. Wincing there as well, Rudy Kaula. Certainly don't want to be conceding another one just before the break. Geylang International. But they've not helped themselves. I remember last year their very first group stage match was a rip-roaring 9-goal thriller. I think they were like something like 3-1 up against Balestier Khalsa, ended up losing 5-4. We're going to get anything close to that today. But it's very ponderous passing here, isn't it, from Albirex Niigata?
You know, I think teams tend to overthink nowadays. They just want to play that perfect ball, play that perfect pass. It's never going to happen. You've got to make things happen by playing it a little bit quicker. And at the moment, it's not happening.
It doesn't seem like there's an urgency at the moment. A couple of minutes till half-time. Here's Cho and Su. Now Yokohata. Cho, little flick on, surely it's going to be number 2, no! Again! Cleared off the line, just about. Rudy Kaula makes up for earlier. Ishibashi, cannot believe it.
Well, earlier on, I said Taniguchi should have scored. Ishibashi should have made it 2-0 here. This, the first one, should have gone the other way on Rudy Kaula's left. Should have placed it on that side because that was the open side. Instead, played right through the middle. Rudy Kaula makes a save. And a let-off for Geylang.
Well, the finishing has not been the best today in this match, generally. We're talking about Geylang wanting to get to half-time without any further damage. Here's Josh Pereira. Four minutes of added time. Giving the ball away.
Joshua Pereira has been fantastic today. Skipper's game so far at centre back. Really solid at the back.
Oh, that was a bit of an awkward one.
Yeah, Albirex got to be careful here, because you do know Geylang has got a goal in there. It's a good ball in and probably slightly behind it. Fuka Shiro. It's a good ball, wasn't it? Yeah, you can see there from the replays, definitely behind him.
Here's Yoshioka.
Again, Joshua Pereira puts his head in. He's been really, really good at the back for Geylang.
Well, into the last couple of minutes here of this first half. Can Geylang maybe even create a chance of their own? Given away again by Ignatovic. Well, outside of that red card and goal, I mean, do you think Shigatomi would be relatively happy with his side?
Well, the 3 points is 3 points, you know, and I don't think it will be...
In terms of performance, though?
Yeah, I don't think it's been the best, but I think they've been better than Geylang in terms of performance in this game, because I think Geylang hasn't really got going.
Taniguchi. Oh. Referee gets in the way. Well, he's certainly had an effect on this game, hasn't he? Jansen Fu.
It's going to be interesting if Albirex do score here, because well, we talk about positioning for players, positioning for referees as well. That was poor, because he was running in the path of a player who was receiving a ball. And as a referee, you should know. And that's ridiculous, really.
Yoshioka lets him know it as well. Well, the first half comes to an end. It's not the greatest 49 minutes of football you'll ever see. And some of the players now remonstrating with the referee for the big decision there of sending off Shaki Hamza. That led to a penalty. He allegedly had a bit of a punch, that's what the referee says, Jansen Fu, on Naoki Yoshioka. And the penalty was put away by Shingo Nakano. Shigatomi will be happy that his team are in front from that spot kick. There's the goal scorer. But the performances from both sides at the moment, not fantastic. All that matters, though, is that score at half-time. Albirex Niigata leading Geylang International by 1-0. We'll be back shortly with highlights and analysis. It's halftime here at our Tampines Hub in the Singapore Cup opening match of this competition. And Albirex Niigata are leading 1-0 at halftime thanks to a penalty. Let's give you the story of the match so far, Shasi. And there were a few moments here to get excited about. This really should have been the opening goal of the game.
Yeah, after a mistake from Junyan, and I thought Fukushiro did well here to just close down on Hassan Sani and then played it on the plate for this man here, Taniguchi, who should have made it 1-0 here to put Geylang in the lead. Fukushiro first to the ball, puts it on the plate for Taniguchi. But Ozawa does well to just get back and on the line and save Albirex.
Up the other end. This was a moment that was game-changing. Jansen Fu had no hesitation in showing the red card to Shake Hamza for what he felt was a punch on Yoshioka.
Well, if you look at the replays again, it was just a push to the face instead of an actual punch. And then again with his left hand, penalty given. Nakano with a very confident one against the post, or off the post rather, and that was 1-0. Very confident penalty, sends Rudy Hairula the wrong way.
And off the post for that 1-0 lead. And then they started maybe to think about a couple of chances which they really ought to have put away here. Shiga Nakano off target.
Yeah, under pressure from Joshua Pereira, who has had a brilliant game in the middle of defense for Geylang. Just putting probably Nakano off at the last moment. And then the header here just goes past Rudy Hairula. A couple of chances, the ball going off Junyan again. Nearly made it 2-0 for Albirex.
That one slipping under. Rudy Hairula would be relieved it didn't result in a goal. And then probably the best chance for them to make it 2 from Ishibashi.
Yeah, wrong decision to go on the same side as Rudy. All he needed to do was just place it to the far corner on the right-hand side. Rudy's left makes a double save, and again off Joshua Pereira as well.
Do you know what, Shasi? We've been saying they lacked a bit of intensity, but look at this. I mean, there were 3 good chances after the dismissal to add to that tally. They should be quite disappointed with that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but we talk about intensity. The chances didn't come from high-intensity play. It came from set pieces and probably one from open play. But apart from that, intensity from both sides, and especially now with Albirex just 1 man up, they've got to up the tempo and try to get that second goal and kill Geylang off.
No shots on target yet for Geylang International. And reminder, tomorrow we have that game. Balestier Khalsa will be playing Tanjung Pagar United at Bishan Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Well, these Geylang fans will be hoping for a change in fortune in the second half. That will be coming up in just a couple of minutes. Second half about to get underway here at our Tampines Hub in the Singapore Cup. Geylang International are trailing to Albirex Niigata thanks to Shingo Nakano's penalty. Geylang fans will be hoping for a better performance, Chassis, than what we saw in that first half. Tough though with 10 men now.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's very important that they stay defensively solid at the back. Try not to concede any more goals, and then try to play in the counter maybe.
We see some FAS bigwigs watching on. Exco members and general secretaries, interim head coach as well.
Well, interesting sub for Geylang as well. Shadan coming off, and Bezakor. If you need someone or someone to create that little bit of spark for your side, and Bezakor could be the one.
Yeah, interesting. We were also wondering about him not starting today. He's got the nod ahead. They're still litigating that decision, it would appear. I just wondered whether the Bezakor decision might have come a little bit later on and keep things stable for a little while longer, but they've gone for it now.
Yeah, and probably, like I said, you need a little bit more spark from the Geylang side. Been sloppy. Both sides have been sloppy, to be fair. We do know what Bezakor can do.
It was interesting. I mentioned to you earlier that in that previous game here against Young Lions, that Geylang were quite under par in the first half, and then really improved in the second. It was 1-1 at the end of the break. They conceded first in that one. Even missed a penalty through Roya Taniguchi, and then there's a confirmation of substitutions. And then had a much better second half. 2 goals in 4 minutes from Bezakor and Fukushiro. Danish Kayum has come in for Sim. So 1 change apiece at the break. What do you make of the Danish Kayum one for Sim?
Yeah, and then again, I gotta say, I think Jun Yan came back into the game. He did well. But having said that, he's also on a yellow card, so probably something to think about as well. Danish Kayum will provide probably more in the attacking sense.
It'll be interesting to see now the intensity levels on both sides for different reasons. There's Shue Oshino. Bit of grappling going on. Yoshihata, or Yokohata, excuse me. Choi and Su. Back to Yokohata. There's Nozomi Ozawa. Now Fukushiro. Well, there's at least one fan certainly enjoying himself out there.
Well, why not? If the game's not entertaining enough, you entertain yourself.
Well, we did say earlier that in this format you've got 4 matches, so there's a little bit more leeway. Taniguchi just tangles there with Katsuyuki Ishibashi.
Yeah, just got in his way there a little bit. He was smart about it as well. There you go, just using his body very well, Ishibashi.
There's Danish Kayum, who's come on for Sim. Yeah, it might be that Ishibashi has just switched with Danish. We'll see. Keep an eye on that. Wow. You were talking about seeing a bit more intensity here from Albirex Niigata. Early days in the second half. Looks fairly pedestrian at the moment. Shuhei Oshino.
Yeah, needed to get the ball in front of Yokoyama instead of behind him. Didn't play it right at all. Ball going out of touch.
Well, we'll be hoping his team can turn things around in the second half. Cho. Jared Gallagher, ball into Nakano.
Yeah, a combination of Yokoyama and Joshua Pereira snuffing out the danger. Good ball that was threaded in by Jared. Good control. 2v1 situation there.
Gallagher to Yoko Hata. Ozawa to Kim. A lot of passing around the back at the moment. Cho and Su outside. Shingo Nakano.
It was a good ball actually, but Nakano found himself in an offside position. So it wasn't offside at all. It's a poor decision. It's a great ball actually that was played in, and he controlled it very well enough.
Well, that would be the argument to let the play continue for VAR. There's Hazek Kamarudin, who's been relatively quiet in the first half, but now a chance to get forward. Nice little ball in, Ishibashi. And that's cleared away.
It was a good move that time, and all because of the pace from Hazik Kamarudin, and he does well to actually track the ball in for Ishibashi. This ball wasn't the best cross.
Hazik. Josh Pereira is there. Ishibashi. Here's Hazik again on this right-hand side. Seen a bit more of the ball now. Pansor Beskor might be the first time we've seen him in action. He's given it away. Danish Kayum. Yoshino, he's done well here. But he had Nozomi Ozawa come across. Yokohata. Yokoyama now for Geylang International. Charging forward. Still going here. We're ready to go.
That's brilliant pace that was shown by Yokoyama there.
That was a searching ball into the box. You were talking about walking pace, weren't you, in the first half?
It's literally walking.
10 minutes of this first half, Shashi. Has there been any increase in intensity for you?
Yeah, absolutely not. You know, I think both sides happy. And again, I think the onus now is on Geylang to put a little bit more pressure. Yes, they are a man down, but if they are ever to get a result, then they need to push on a little bit. Although a little bit risky, but they're already down.
Has it Kamarudin? Yokoyama putting pressure on him. Shot goes over from Yoshioka. A lot of time to go still in this one.
Yeah, Hazik does well there. Brilliant. He's going past Yokoyama. Good pace, good skill.
Seemed to be signalling 5 minutes there. Shigatomi, maybe a change in the offing. Well, these fans not really been treated to the greatest spectacle of football. Beskor is on the ground at the moment. Awkward fall. I think he had someone fall on top of him. He's clutching his arm.
Well, I think it's the landing, wasn't it? And it's going to be a painful one. Hopefully he's okay. The substitute. Don't want him to be injured and get substituted.
Oh, it's not great when you have a man nicknamed Jumbo falling on top of you.
Yeah, I think it was his arm just breaking the fall.
You made a point earlier that Geylang will be happy that Albirex are not going hard at them, but they have to take advantage of it. They have to do something with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And since they are, obviously that's what Albirex are trying to do, is trying to lure Geylang players forward so that they can just play the ball through them. And Geylang not falling for the trap, but there will come a point where they need to come out, Geylang.
Ishibashi. Here's Yoshioka. Interesting little bits that we're hearing. Bezko and Noor Ali having a little disagreement on the sidelines there, that little drinks break. Noor Ali wanted him and the team to keep the ball. Fidi taking a slightly different approach. That is not good, because also we're hearing that Bezko wants to go off. Look, he's clutching his elbow. That is a worrying sign. Well, will he try for a few minutes? Is he going to get that restrapped?
Yeah, the problem is you need to be swinging your arms when you're running, and at the moment he can't do that. It looks like he's struggling with it.
Oh, that is a big blow if he has to go off. Are they going to try and restrap it up? And in the meantime, Nicky Melvin Singh, who's been bright in his last couple of matches, scored a couple of goals as well. He has come on for Hazit Kamaruddin. You were talking about a spark. He could be it.
Yeah, going down that right-hand side. It's a 1-for-1 change, I'm sure, for Hazit Kamaruddin.
Meanwhile, we are still awaiting to see what happens. Bezko is back on the pitch for now. Apparently he had wanted to come off. Hopefully whatever they have done to his elbow again has helped. We'll see how long that lasts. It's kind of letting that limp, isn't it? Doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to run with your hand just by your side, not swinging.
But it goes back to what we were saying about maybe the lack of depth in this squad, that they need him to carry on.
And they got a couple of players in. Rio Hardy has come on, and Ikram Rifki, obviously a defender.
He's just come back into pro football, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Had a bit of a cameo in the last match. You can see Bezko there in your picture. Not really moving that right arm of his. Let's see how long it lasts. Yeah, and you're always going to kind of want to shield your arm as well. It's going to be tough. Here's Danish Kayum. Here's Shingo Nakano. That comes off Ignatovic. It will be a corner.
Nakano finding a little bit of space down this right-hand side. A good ball in. into the half space, and cross just hitting in Albirex on the way.
Well, I'm afraid we are going to see Bezco off. Ignatovic puts it up for another corner. Yeah, they are. Imagine as well, Shaki Hamza's out with that red card. We don't know how long he could be out for now. Bezco, this is problematic, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and you can't really just look at Oshino with a heavily strapped knee as well.
Worrying. Hopefully Shadan Sulaiman is okay. We have to assume that it was a tactical decision, nothing more. It's going to be another corner. That was I guess you'd call that a shot, perhaps, or even a cross from Nozomi Ozawa. Ooh, some space here perhaps. Ozawa taking a more advanced position. Josh Pereira looking for Ruka Fukushiro. Yokohata. Danish Cohen wanted the ball. Now Cho and Su. Here's Nicky Melvin Singh. Little gap here. Singh putting pressure on Yokoyama.
Substitution for Geylang International, number 10, Vincent Christopher, replaced by number 60, Ko Jae-hyun.
Well, unfortunately, it was a very brief appearance in this match for Bezco.
Yes, very unlucky. And Geylang, just when you thought that they need a little bit of spark from somewhere, and the talisman goes off injured.
Yeah, it's a big blow, no doubt. We were talking about someone who might just change things up for Geylang International. They're already worried that it could be a dislocation, in which case, of course, there's no way he could have carried on. But Ko Jae-hyun comes on. Came from a Korean university, Calvin University. Ostensibly a defender. Probably going to swap with Yokoyama. Really feels very slow, everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And again, nothing's happening from both sides.
Here's Yokohata. Now Albirex advancing. Danish Kayu. Under pressure here from Shuei Yoshino.
Yeah, the first one was okay, but then just pulled him down, Yun-Soo.
Good news is that Bezko is back on the bench. So presumably not as bad as feared. Here's Nicky Melvin Singh. Josh Pereira. Maybe the first mistake he's made tonight. All that clearance. Taniguchi, who's been pretty quiet in this match.
He does well there, just to carry the ball forward 20-30 yards just to decide a throw-in.
Nazrul Nazari has come across to left back now. Josh Pereira says he'll take it. Trying to create a bit of pressure here in the final third, Geylang International. With 20 odd minutes to go in this match. Singapore Cup. Ishibashi. Here's Gallagher. Where is this next goal in the game coming from, if indeed there will be one? Foul on Pereira.
He does well to intercept and then go past a couple of players there. Final foul from Nakano.
Nazrul goes back. Here's Ignatovic. It's another hopeful ball from him. Taniguchi with his hands in the air. Nicky Singh. Ishibashi. Now Cho and Su. Here's Danish Kayu. Yokohata. Albirex looking to make a change. Yokohata. Singh. Here's Singh again. Offside.
Yeah, wrong decision. Jared Gallagher to play the ball to Melvin because he was already in an offside position.
Well, that will be his last contribution. Jared Gallagher.
Substitution for Albirex Niigata, number 4, Jared Gallagher, replaced by number 15,
So Firdaus
once again, Geylang international fans,
replaces him.
bring your attention to the screens. It is now your turn to vote the player of the match for Geylang International. Please scan the QR code and cast your votes right now. Geylang International fans, cast your vote for the player of the match right now.
Now we got cramp here for Shuhei Oshino. Fukushira helping him out. Moment here to get some drinks and also some words from Shigatomi. Josh Pereira at the moment is the only one talking to Noali. So Shashi, 15 minutes more. What do you want to see?
Well, the same. More intensity, especially for Geylang. I think they need to really come out now and they start pressing a little bit higher up the pitch because 1-0 is no good. At least get a goal and then get the Singapore Cup up and running. Oh, it's a bad case of cramps in both calves, I think, for Hoshino.
You ever had it in both in one match?
No, maybe one, but not both legs at the same time. He's struggling.
I tell you what, they certainly don't be losing him as well. This preceded the cramp incident. He's not walking particularly well, is he, at the moment? It's going to take a bit of time. Wonder if that's going to feature in Noali's thinking. Ball will be returned. Ooh, that looked like an elbow. I mean, inadvertent from Yokoyama.
Yeah, I think he was definitely caught by Yokoyama. The elbow there.
Seifridaus is back on his feet.
Now, what's the difference
But
between
I was going to say that looked worse, actually.
This is actually worse. There you go. It's the same thing. What Shake did in the first half.
Right in front of the referee. Just needs a little moment of magic, this one. Well, they're back to Rudi Garila. Mind you, the last time they met, the 12th of September, Albirex Niigata won that game. Both goals from Shingo Nakano either side of half-time. Shake Hamza sent off in that one in the 88th minute. So it didn't have an impact on the match itself. Well, that walking pace is catching on. Here's Nakano. Well, if Albirex are kind of playing into Geylang's hands, as you said, the onus is on them to kind of make something happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you got to go out there and just try to press a little bit higher up the pitch. Something's got to give, because you got to take risk then. Or you're just not getting back into this game.
Some debate as to whether Hoshino would carry on, but For now, a chance here, and that shot is straight at the keeper, but the follow-up, it's Shingo Nakano, who's once again scored 2 goals against Geylang, and that could well be it. Well, the initial shot, Shashi, straight at the keeper.
Exactly, it's game over now, but this was an effort that was straight at the goalkeeper, but from the rebound, he does well to react quickest. This was the shot, snapshot, straight at the goalkeeper, but then he does so well to just hit it back, and right place, right time again. You can question Rudy Harula's punch out, but from that close range, it's a good save, but Albirex get their second goal. It's probably game over as well.
5 attempts, 2 on target. Well, Geylang probably only going to have to look at themselves on this one. It looks like they're going to make a couple of changes as well. Shino, that might be one of his last contributions. He's going to go off shortly. Roya Taniguchi is brought down.
Yeah, Taniguchi does well trying to go past Yoshioka. Obstruction.
Are they going to make these changes? Well, you'd have thought maybe let them have this one set piece and let him finish it off, Shingo Nakano, but he is going off. Oh, this is... Hopefully it's just the cramp-related issue, nothing else.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all about the cramps, but Hardy, the young Lions, gets an opportunity here.
Ikram Rifki, who's returned to professional football, comes in for Nazrul Nazari. Maybe a couple of changes here, in fact. That's on Sunny there, clattering. Referee is just going to stop play.
I think it was the challenge by Hassan on Fukushiro. In fact, the ball and just take a look at Hassan.
Ooh, well, raised leg.
Yeah, he had to protect himself as well as a goalkeeper, but then he comes out. At this point, the referee waves play on. Now it's pulled back.
Couple of changes here for Albirex as well.
Substitution for Albirex Niigata, number 6, Naoki Yoshioka, replaced by number 8, Ren Nishimura.
So Ren Nishimura is on for Naoki Yoshioka. And the Korean forward Lee Dong-yul replaces Katsuyuki Ishibashi.
Yeah, 1-for-1 changes here. Lee Dong-yul will go up top together with Shingo Nakano, with Ren Nishimura in the middle of the park.
Riku still being looked at. Wow. And they made the change anyway. So Lee Dong-yul, the forward, is on, the young forward, 21 years of age. Ikram Rifki is left back now. Where's yeah, he's going to get the ball. We're going to have a lot of added time, we can tell you. Fukushiro is going to be taken out. And I guess, Shashi, this is pretty much a dead rubber, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, there is going to be a lot out of time, but you don't want to take any risks, and you've got a lot of matches to come.
Yeah, exactly. And don't want to be taking any risk. You'll probably take him out, and you hear Ethan Pinto is coming on for Fukushiro.
So that change, I think, now going to be made. So Ethan Pinto, who starred for Young Lions, now with Geylang International, replaces Riku Fukushiro for a cameo. He's got about 9 minutes. He wished to make his mark. There we go, because that's the amount of added time we have.
Yeah, this was the yellow card shown to clear a pull.
All possible subs that could be made have been done. That was an important challenge there from Josh Pereira. He's been one of the few bright sparks, or I won't say spark, but one of the few positives today for Geylang.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, with I think we spoke about this before the game. Gavin Lee, the interim coach for the Singapore national side, looking on, could be one to be called up for the Hong Kong match.
Any other Singaporeans that kind of stuck up for you today?
Nah, I think he's the only one for this in this match.
There's Nicky Melvin Singh, who makes a run here. Yokohata. Here's Nicky Singh. Decent ball. Oh, again, unsure keeping perhaps from Rudy Kaula, who took exception to that challenge from Lee Dong-yul.
Well, it's a great ball in from Nicky Melvin Singh. Just sits it up for Lee Dong-yul. Well, I don't know exactly what Rudy Hairula is going on about. He dropped the ball, so...
He's entitled to go for it.
Exactly, he dropped the ball.
Yokoyama goes down. Shingo Nakano. It's been a really good battle, actually, with him and Josh Pereira tonight.
Again, great defending from Joshua Pereira, using his body really well. Good pace shown as well.
Vikram Rifki. Here's Ryu Hardy. So for Daus. He's put his body on the line, Josh Pereira. Away by Ikram. Gonna go on a play. Rudy Hyra allows that come off him for a goal kick, for a corner. That's goal kick.
Yeah, the ball gone on a play. Good play down this side from Danish Kayu. Piece of skill.
Still about 4+ minutes of this to go. What do you think the other teams in the group will be looking at this match?
I think it's going to be a different game altogether when one of these sides play the other teams. It's every game is different.
There's Nicky Singh. Well, before this match, Shashi, who would have been do you think your two picks for getting through?
Wow, it's a difficult one.
Nicky Singh?
And obviously, BG and Lion City Sailors waiting for the other two semi-finalists, and you would think Geylang would be in the picture as well. But having said that, you just look at the other teams, and you look at Balestier now. They're not too bad. They have a team that can score goals, so it's going to be a difficult one. And obviously, with this game, Albirex winning, they are in the driver's seat. 3 points is all you need.
Little flick on there. Here's Nakano.
Fouled by Rio Hardy on Nicky Melvin Singh.
minute and a half or so. Nicky Singh. Nishimura. Firdaus. Oh, is almost going to get his hat-trick there. Shingo Nakano comes off the post. Right end of the match.
Yeah, lucky wrong side of the post. Good move. A good cut back as well.
Oh, that's again. It looked like careless keeping from Rudy Kaula, and he does indeed get his hat-trick and a bit of cramp as well. Not to be denied, Shingo Nakano, 5 goals against Geylang International in 2 matches this season.
And it's not for the first time Rudy Hairula had dropped the ball, and this time punished. Good shot, and look at that, it just scoops it out for Nakano. Not the best goalkeeping here from Rudy.
He's looked a bit shaky all game, hasn't he?
Exactly, and it's a bread and butter catch for Rudy.
The goal is confirmed. Well, that has been a great game as far as Shingo Nakano has been concerned, and the final whistle has indeed gone, by the way. Disappointing day at the office for Geylang International.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think probably they started the game as favourites, but you know, just got difficult when Shaki Hamza got red carded in that first half, duly punished, and then in the second half, Albirex just took their time and finally won the game 3-0.
Well, one of the favourites you'd have thought to get through the group stages has a disappointing day. Wasn't the best necessarily as well for Albirex Niigata, but all that matters, they got the win. And this man, you'd think he'd be looking to get hold of the match ball and keep it, because he's got a hat-trick. Albirex Niigata have beaten Geylang International by 3-0. Well, let's look back at the story of this match. Go back to the incident that led to Shaki Hamza's sending off. This was the big moment in the match.
Yeah, and again, it was a judge to have raised his hands on the man there, Shibashi. He goes down. Judge Fu gave that as a red card and then a penalty as well. Nakano with a very confident penalty.
Comes in off the post. And that's the opening goal. Certainly a game-changing moment. That was in the 26th minute, that penalty. Just towards the end of the half here. Again, we've talked about Rudy Kaula being shaky. That kind of slipped in under him and then cleared off the line.
Yeah, exactly. It was a clear header, good corner. And then it was Taniguchi who cleared off the line to save Geylang there.
Here's another one. This time, I think you'd say that at least he kind of made up for it a little bit, but not the best of shots from Ishibashi.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we all thought that he should have taken that shot on the right-hand side, the open side. He went straight at the goalkeeper, made a double save.
Into the second half. was one of the few. We really didn't have all that much to talk about for a long, long time, did we?
And it was a team effort in the end, wasn't it? Straight at the goalkeeper.
It tells you something when this has to become a highlight. But then we had this maybe inadvertent from Ishibashi, sets it up for Nakano, second time of asking.
Yeah, I thought it was a good move. And the cutback, good shot from Nakano, but straight at the goalkeeper though. And from point blank save, the rebound, that was Nakano on the spot to just hit it into an open goal.
Yeah, that was palm straight back by the keeper. And then right at the end here, just laid on for Shingo Nakano. Not something that you'd want to see again.
And a hat-trick for Nakano, and it was a gift, really, gifted to him by Rudy Hairula, who just scooped the ball up for Nakano for an easy tap-in.
Having a good start to the season again, Shingo Nakano. We look back at the stats here. Well, it doesn't feel like a game where Albirex Niigata had 17 chances.
Yeah, but you know, in the second half, it was really disappointing for Geylang International in terms of coming forward, trying to, you know, at least try to go for the equalizing goal. And in the end, you thought that Albirex Niigata deserved the victory.
Yeah, not helped by the fact that they also lost Vanso Besko, Riku Fukushiro, and Shuhei Hoshino as well. All great attacking players. Didn't help their cause. So, the first match, in fact, that is the first points they've garnered in 5 cup matches. Albirex Niigata. Remember, they lost every single one last year. So they'll be delighted to get a win on the board. And they are top of the table as things stand, of course. We have got that match tomorrow. And talking of which, let's remind you, tomorrow's match is Balasa Khalsa versus Tanjung Pagar United. That kicks off at 7:30 p.m. and it will be at Bishan Stadium. So, a big win here for Albirex Niigata. Geylang International will lick their wounds and hope that they can get some of their personnel back for the next match. It ends here at our Tampines Hub. Geylang International 0, Albirex Niigata 3. We've got that match tomorrow night at Bishan Stadium, and we'll see you then.